Welcome to my home garage. Today we're going to do a B6 service on this 2019 Mercedes-Benz C43 AMG. So let's get at it. Let's start by pulling all the covers that we're going to need to remove off. Put in a safe place. So we're replacing the air filters, the spark plugs, so we need access to this entire area. And this will give us access to not only our spark plugs, but our air filters. So we're going to tackle the air filters first, peel them back, and then we'll have access to the spark plugs. Remove the air boxes. And this is a temperature sensor, so you can just peel it back this way. Move your air filters. And we also need to remove the actual air filter box. So to do that, we have to, I don't know if it's just, there, okay, good. Okay, and then we have the Torx right here to remove. Okay, we're gonna get that off. Okay. There's our air box. Keep everything together and keep it on the side that you're working on. Okay. Sound insulation. Okay. Be careful removing it. Okay. Put it on the same side. And now we can remove our coils. So first thing we want to do is we want to unplug them. So you just, there's one, peel back, two, peel back, three, okay. Now we're gonna get the appropriate inverted Torx to remove coils. So we're gonna remove this. 2 per side. Keep everything together. Remember where your coils go. There's one. 2. And just reach your hand as low as you can and pull from down there. From down here, so we don't damage any of this. Okay, so now we're free to get our spark plugs out. You're gonna need a 14mm socket. And before that, you should also blow out the hole. So grab your blowgun and just blow out the hole before you unscrew any of the spark plugs. So we're just gonna do that now. We are good. Okay. And do one at a time. There's your plug. It looks pretty good. Okay. We're going back with NGK, Iridium. NGK. Here's the spark plug we're going back with. Okay. It's the same plug. So get it down in that hole. I like to put a little bit of anti-seize on the threads. That's just personal preference. A lot of people don't. But it's just a little bit, just a dab, just so we don't get any. That's just personal. Once you got the sparkle in there, you want to get it going by hand. They actually go down in a hole. Can't really mess it up. You just want to screw them in by hand, and then we'll check the torque spec on them.
Torque is 17 foot-pounds.
Now you're going to repeat this process on all 4. Do it by hand. You're not in a rush. You don't want to damage anything. Here's your next plug. Doesn't look too bad, actually. A little bit of anti-seize on the threads. Slide it back in the hole. It just drops right in there. It's actually very nice. Can't mess this up. Start this by hand. When it bottoms out, grab your torque wrench. One click. That's it. Repeat that for the last one. It looks like they gave you enough room to get in here. There you go. What's that? What was that? What the hell just fell on me? Here's the last plug. Okay. That's it. So this side's completely done. Now we're gonna reassemble. I want you to get a little bit of dielectric spray, and you're just gonna put it on here. Okay, and that's it. And you slide your plug back on. That's it. Get your 2 bolts started. Okay. Make sure it's down. Good. And slide tap forward. Okay. I think I know what fell. Okay. And something like this fell. Whatever that's for. Okay. When you get this back on, there are these clips here that go on here, and they clip in right there. So I dropped one, so I'm gonna have to go fish it out, and then we'll get this piece back on. But this pretty much goes back in its place. Be very careful. It does clip back in there. See how the clips go? Awesome. Now we can get back to this. All our coils are in, everything's tight. The next thing we gotta put in is our sound deadening material. So there's our 3 clips. They go like this. So once you figure out their orientation, they clip in right there. Right underneath the ignition coil, there's like a tube, a cylinder area. That's where you're gonna clip in. Okay, and then get your last one in. If it's all by feel, you won't be able to really see anything. Okay, and you just gotta figure out how this went on. It probably went under here. There you go. And it should mold nicely. Okay, once you're done that, you had this turbo inlet cover. Uncover it, make sure there's nothing inside. Okay, lubricate this seal here. Get some dielectric grease or spray. Just want to lubricate the seal so it doesn't go on dry, and make sure that it has protrusion so it seals nicely. Okay, so now we can get this back on. So I believe it's all just clips. Even this one, turbo goes on. Then you'll see that there's a tab here and a tab there. So you just want to get those on. 1, 2, okay. And I believe that's it. Those are the 2. Oh, there we go. Okay. Make sure this is all cleaned up here, and get yourself a brand new air filter, and we're gonna tighten this down here. Like this. Okay. Okay, everything's nice. brand new air filter. They go on really nicely. Make sure that the rubber is seated so that you're going to get a good seal. Okay. Grab this. Okay, make sure nothing's binding on your harness. Now you're going to get your screws in. This goes here. Make sure it's nice and flush. Make sure everything is flush and nice. And now we can move on to the next side. So you're tight here. Make sure it's flush, tight here. Spark plugs are torqued. All your bolts for your thing. You have no bolts left over. So now we can move on to the next side. So you're just gonna rinse and repeat on that side. Sound deadening this time. Remember those plugs. Okay, just peel it back. And this side is slightly different. It's two pieces. So you're gonna remove that. And here you have full access to all your coils. So unplug all your connectors. This piece here, if you find this, it goes here. Take a look. Okay. Make sure that's on there. So now you're going to remove your coils again. So all the connectors should come loose now. If you loosen the tab. So 1, 2, 3, all the bolts. One. Okay. Remember, you're going to grab down here as low as you can go. And there's like a plastic portion on the boot. And you're just going to try and be careful removing it. You don't want to break it. There it is. And that's how I almost lost these pieces here. So maybe while you're doing this, remove these pieces so you don't lose them. One, did I already lose one? Oh my God. This one only has 2. Okay, so remember the order they go on. Make sure this is not damaged. Okay, next one. And then we'll go eat. Deal?
Okay, yeah, deal.
Hold on. There it is. That's bad. Should remove all the screws first. Don't lose these screws. They go down into the abyss, you'll never find them. So give it a little twist if you can. There it is, 2. And the last one. Three. There it is. Okay, now you can pull all the spark plugs. First, you want to blow out the holes. Make sure there's no debris so it doesn't fall in the cylinder. Make sure you cover this. Don't get any debris down into your turbo. So cover this up best as you can. Okay? There. Okay, done. Alright. One at a time. Daughter, can you get me my green magnet on the table there? Has a green handle. Right there, yeah. Bring it to me. Thank you. You're still recording. Nice. Oh, maybe it's not over yet. There it is. There's our plug, and it looks pretty good still. Let's get our new one down the hole. Get her started by hand every time. Never start this without doing by hand. Okay? If it doesn't go in by hand, it's not going to go in with a ratchet. So just all the way down by hand. And then 27 foot-pounds. Sorry, 17 foot-pounds. Good. Just so we remember, dielectric spray on the boots so it slides in easier. Just over there on the end. And get your boot in. Right. There we go. Get our 2 bolts in. That's it. Slide it in. That's the lock. Now we're going to move on to the next one. Alright, once you feel it's loose, if you don't have a magnetic socket, grab your magnet, pull your spark plug out, take a look at it, have your new plug. A little bit of anti-seize. Slide it down in the hole. Can't mess up. It slides right down into this hole. I'll show you guys on the last one. I like to go by hand if I can. Torque wrench. That's it. Let me see. Let me just check one more time. Okay, let's get our coil. Maybe this one. Slides down in there. Can't mess up. It only goes on one way. Just make sure it slides as far down as you can. Okay. Put your screws on. Again, make sure you're down. Okay, plug in your connector. Okay, there it is. Lock. Okay, so let me show you what it looks like down there. There it is. See how it's kind of recessed? There it is, final plug. Whoa, I just lost it. Final plug. New plug going on. Slides on the hole nicely. Once you got it down there, you just slide this in between, and it almost lines your plug up for you. I like to go till the end because that tells me that it's on by hand. If it's on by hand, that means the threads are great, plug's great, and I'm gonna be able to torque it nicely. Again, there we go. All right. Dielectric grease again. This is just to help it slide on easier, because you can see how it was kind of a pain to remove. But this makes it make sure you're getting it in the right hole. Okay. Put bolts on. If you have a problem, you'll know right away because the car will misfire, so keep that in mind. Okay, slide your thing on, connector, locking tab. Okay, grab your sound deadening material. Take a look. I believe this one goes something like, oh man, I don't remember how this thing was on here. I think it was like this. I don't remember. Like that. Let's see how this one goes. Okay, so this one goes like this. Okay. This one goes like so. Okay. There. Okay. There we go. Take a look at how it goes in. And then this one, oh man, I don't remember how this one goes in. This one goes like, oh, here. It has a little slot there. I think, I don't know. This one goes like this. There, this one goes like this. Okay, now you got your sound deadening material all in. Perfect. Now you get your air box. Okay, and you might want to actually lubricate those 3 points to make them go in easier. And same thing with the turbo inlet here. Make sure there's nothing in there. Grab some dielectric grease for your fingers, and you're going to put this on here. Should snap down. There's 3 spots. Okay. Tighten this one down. 1. And now get yourself a new air filter. Make sure you get the rubber around nicely. Okay. Get your thing. Make sure your wiring doesn't get hung up anywhere. Okay. So make sure it's loose. Make sure you're in nicely. There you go. It's a tight seal, so it might feel tight, but that's by design. Okay. Okay. So now you're completely done your spark plugs and your 2 air filters. And now we got to move on to the rest. Your oil change is pretty much done. You just got to check the level. So we can put our cover back on now. First, you have to put these on, or else you won't be able to even see them. Take a look. Okay, that part goes in there, and this one goes in here, and that's where your cover is going to actually connect. So keep that in mind. So this part goes on first. Okay, this part fits in here. Here. Okay, now you can put on your big cover, because you actually have the tabs that they go into. So line your back up first, and then get your rubber on here. Okay. There we go. Make sure all your things are in. Everything's good. All the tabs are in. Okay. So now we're going to start the car. Make sure that the spark plugs and everything are good before we move on. Engine sounds healthy. Our spark plugs are changed, our air filters are changed, so we're going to move on to the brake fluid and the fresh air filter, cabin filter, and brake inspection. For now, we're going to go have lunch or dinner.